Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of O Faces. I am your host, Mr. Mocha, and this is my beautiful co-hostess.
I haven't really been much of a host.
My wife. You gonna introduce yourself, wife?
Oh, Mrs. Mocha. I'm Mrs. Mocha.
Whenever I say Mrs. Mocha, then I get yelled at. But now when I don't say it, she just skips right over it. All right. Before I get started, is anybody wearing a belt? All right, I may need to borrow it to spank my wife during this podcast. All right.
Bring it on.
Not the one that threatened with a spanking.
Yeah, exactly.
Joining us today, so we usually do 2 podcasts at Mocha. Either we'll do a Old Faces podcast with the wife and I, or she'll do a Dirty Girls Corner, which is her and a female panel, or I will do a Men of Old Faces panel, which is myself and the male panel. But, the wife likes to be surrounded by penis, so either way, she wants to be here.
It feels like a gangbang kind of, but like without having to do hand motions. My hands don't have to be like, they're a practice round.
So today what we're going to do, before we get going, we've got a bunch of people who we know in here. Thank you, everybody, for coming. We got some of our friends in the back. I don't know if we could use your names.
No.
C and B. We'll just call them C and B, starting from the back. And then, of course, I'm going to say Blushing Vixen, because Blushing Vixen is always present. Her and Reserve Stag, whether it's when we do a Twitter Spaces, they're always present. They're always there. And then, of course, everybody else, all the other friends. We got a bunch of people we've never met, and we got people who we've met before on the panel. Yes, my love.
You're going to fall backwards.
I can't remember. Get a concussion. I mean, that's not as bad as what you do to me at home. She's a bit abusive. No.
You choked me the other day.
You liked it. So, yeah. She's more like grabbing my hand, like, yeah, stop. I'm not ready for that. Yeah. But I have a panel of gentlemen next to me within the audience. One of the things that I like to focus on is things that are going to help us be better in the lifestyle. And one of the bigger challenges that we often have in the lifestyle is finding our place, finding our niche, and being comfortable with our niche and our place. From a male standpoint, whether you are a husband, and if you are a single guy, within the husband dynamic, if you're a stag, if you're a bull, if you're a cuck, single guy, if you are just playing the role of single guy, aka manicorn, you play, or if you're a bull, where you're actually interacting with cuckold couples. Getting from one place to another, identifying what you like, what you enjoy, accepting the fact that we deal with a lot of social constructs that we're all born into, that we deal with, and getting past those things. Within the lifestyle as guys, we're only good if we know who we are and what we want and what we're offering. When we are confused and we are having those internal battles with ourselves, we show up and we present poorly. So from the male standpoint and the female standpoint, those are things that we're going to kind of address. I'm going to start with pick on first, Brian Morgan, the Sigma male. I'm going to pick on him first. Oh, hey, look, I'm his hype man today. Brian Morgan, a.k.a. the Sigma male.
Hello,
stepping into the space of lifestyle, how do you present, and how hard was it for you to identify what you wanted to do so that you offer females or couples in the lifestyle a good experience?
First of all, I had to look within myself. What kind of bull am I going to be? What characteristics do I exemplify on a daily basis All right? Ladies, and this is for the ladies. You like looks, don't you? When you see a good-looking guy, you like looks. So I try my damnedest to keep myself looking, all right, not like I am 58 years old, and that's my age. So body game, face, I shave his head every day. When you look at me, I want you to see like, okay, I like that. I like that. Then when I approach a couple, and I'm lucky to have my baby girl and her husband out there in the audience, when we started talking, the conversations between he and I, because I do not think about talking to her exclusively until I establish that rapport, that trust, that level of respect to that husband. I don't care if it's a female-led, a FLR relationship, she's just gonna have to know, wait, I have to talk to him. I'm going to talk to him, okay? Because as we evolve, if this does become physical, and that's fine. But I'm looking at more of getting in between here also. So when I deal with a couple, especially that husband, he needs to know that he needs to understand I'm gonna do three things. I'm gonna do three things when I'm with the couple and when I'm with her. A, I'm gonna respect her. B, I'm gonna protect her. And then three, the love, physically. Okay? So that's how I go into meeting someone and then establishing, like I said, that communication. And being honest. Be honest with me, because I'm gonna be honest with you. You know? And then we go from there.
No, for me, when I first came into the lifestyle, like I was just trying to stick my dick in. That was it. You know, like I'm not, when I first got into lifestyle, it was my friend introduced me. His wife was attractive. He asked if I want to play with her. And I'm like, are you fucking with me?
Yeah.
And I did it. And then for a long time for me, it was really just the excitement of the sex. It took years for me to start dealing with emotional connections and identifying that it was, as a couple, it was more than just fucking somebody's wife. I'm not gonna lie. And I think there was a point in my life where I probably created more damage accidentally in relationships than, you know, looking back on it, because I've always been a very open person. If you say I can have sex with your wife, I'm gonna have sex with her. If you say that I can have a boyfriend type relationship, I'm gonna do it. You know, and I did those things, and it was always like, man, this is getting weird. And that's because I didn't understand that there were two people there. Oftentimes when I talk on a podcast, I only speak from personal experience.
Exactly.
And for now, at 46 years old,
You're 46.
watch your mouth. You know, the good that I can speak of, there are very few experienced guys in the lifestyle who can't say that they had a lot of fuck ups early. Like moments where I've been embarrassed, moments where I'm like, ooh, like, oh, so sorry. We had a lot of those early on. Like I'll have younger guys like, oh man, you really got it figured out, bro. There's a whole lot of dumpster fires before I had it figured out in every way, shape, or form, emotionally. Man, just so many things. So now understanding that you're dealing with two people, and I have to learn to read those two people. And I have to determine if what those two people have to offer is what I'm willing to give. And even if I find the wife extremely attractive, I'm okay with turning down things if I know that I'm going and create damage. I also have a cheat now that I'm older and I'm married. My wife is, it's fun when I'm talking about couples I'm interacting with now. For the first time, I also have a female perspective. You know, there's times that she'll go, Daddy, this chick is thinking this, And here I am, a guy with all of this experience of having sex with women. I'm like, woman, I know what I'm talking about. Then I'm like, honey, I'll be damned. You were right. After about 13 or 1400 times of damn, you were right. Now I'm kind of like, okay, I'll take. And so that's also taking my experience to a different level within the lifestyle. And now when I interact with a couple, now it's kind of the, what am I looking for? Is this a short term, just nothing but fun? Is this a couple who I enjoy their conversation? I enjoy them as people. We're going to become friends. And now this is not only friends, but it's friends with a potential long-term sexual relationship. And now that I have that, how close am I to the husband? How much time do I spend? And when I say how close I am, this is where people get confused at. That husband, being close to him might mean that him and I talk once every month. That would that for him could be us being super close. It may mean that when we're in the bedroom, this husband is a cuck to the 9th degree, but outside the bedroom, we're talking sports, we're talking, hunting, fit, we're talking work, we're talking nothing that has to do with that. It's all of those things that, for me, I've learned that if I want to have a great experience, I have to learn. But I had to first be comfortable with me. Because you go back, we grew up like the first time you told somebody like, yeah, I'm in a lifestyle, they're like, hey, you fuck other people, what? And now when people find out that my wife fuck, I let other guys fuck my wife, they're like, what? You let dudes fuck your wife? What the fuck is wrong with you? Now I really don't give any fucks, so it's easy for me to laugh it off and not care. But many years ago, I remember the first time hearing someone close to me talking about someone else we found out was in lifestyle. I was like, oh my God, what if somebody finds out that I'm into that? I mean, I don't care anymore. I mean, obviously, I got a public platform, so everybody knows. But before, I had to accept that part of myself. So that's just me. So now I'm going to move on to another gentleman. Now, I'm going to move on. I'm going to pick on my boy, Rob, AKA Jim Rat. You knew I was going to pick on you. So, I'm putting you, look, you got 5 minutes, but what I'm picking on him because of the way he chooses what he wants and identifies what he wants in a couple. How do you determine what you like in the couple, and how do you go from picking the couple and maintaining it? Because I've seen couples who he interacts with and how much they love him. How do you choose who you want to play with?
I'm gonna be honest with you, due to the fact that the couple is a small community within the lifestyle, the word of mouth is pretty much how, you introduce people and, they share their stories with, each other. So it really takes a lot of work out there, you know what I mean? Because of the experience of, they always say, oh, it's about the woman, but is it really about the woman when sometimes the husband has so many demands? He got so many things that he wants you to do and how he wants you to do it. Then I switch it up, man, and focus all my attention on the woman. I focus on everything that I know she probably is not getting from a marriage relationship. But let's be honest, after someone is married for like 10, 15 years, the husband, he's not like taking the shoes off, massaging the feet, kissing the toes, bathing, stuff like that they've been through that shit out the window. That's when I come along. Now I start to revitalize the relationship, not with this, but with this. Now I'm starting to stimulate her without having to physically be involved, like sexually engaged. So now you do things that every day, like, you have kids, a lot of that shit goes to the wayside. But the fact that I'm being attentive to it. Things like favorite color. Damn, you smell good. What type of perfume is that? Have you ever tried this perfume? You think that go along with your, just now they starting to like, damn, your hair look good. You ever thought about getting cut that way? Oh, I look good with a little bit of, now you dressing up. Now she realized, well, goddamn, he's paying attention, and a lot of men, like I say, they've been married to him for so long, they're in a routine. I mean, and it's just life. So
I'm gonna pause you there for 1 second because what he just said is church. What if I told you about why I always say I can't be the best? I'm not gonna be the number one dick you fuck. What do I say?
I don't know.
Damn, my lord.
Yeah, we done had this conversation 1,000 times. I told her before, you know all of my moves.
Oh, yeah.
I can't surprise you anymore. You can anticipate everything I do. A new guy coming in with that type of energy and attitude, she don't know what she's gonna get. Literally, I was saying earlier, we can be having sex and I can touch her with my pinky and she'll move into the position that I wanted her in. She may enjoy the sex with me, but it's no longer a surprise. And if you've been married in here for more than 5 years and you say that what he just said is a lie, you a fucking liar. Because that is true. All the little things that you do in the beginning, once you have all of these things happening together, the bills, the kids, the stress, blah, blah, blah. A lot of those things falls off to the wayside. And so when a guy comes in and all of a sudden he's providing those things.
He vitalized her. He let her know how to be dated again. A lot of women forgot how to be dated because they've been married for so long. Married and dated 2 different things. So a lot of times if I do find a situation where the husband is allowed, they're dating, it wakes her up. She now my attention is focused on her. She ain't got to worry about anything else. I mean, when we go out, everything is focused on her. The ticket, she gets in the car. I mean, it's new. It's new. I mean, she takes a shower with the same guy. She done seen the good of it, she's seen the bad of it. It's a fantasy. So I want to make sure during that time that we're together that we fulfill every moment, every minute. I'm talking about we lose each other in that time. So that time I focus on, I don't do procrastination. I stay away from those people. I'm not going to let you waste my time because I know how valuable it is to me.
Explain that.
Well, you got a lot of guys that the reason they're losing so much because a lot of these guys pay their apples. The reason I say that is because they want everybody else to kind of lead, and they do it subconsciously because they want to please the woman. They're so gung-ho on making sure that she's pleased and making sure that you're doing the right thing, that some guys lose focus on like the command, the leadership to say, okay, this is what we're doing. That's it. Like I'm not asking you, like, this is what I got to tell her, okay, we're going here, we're going to do this. And she, like, a lot of women like to, but instinctively, it's like women can smell me. They instinctively know, they get it. You know what I mean? I don't have to put on the show, the song and the dance.
So you reopen Pandora's box.
Exactly.
That has been put in the vault for a while.
But the only way to do it, you got to be attentive. You got to pay attention to it. If you're not paying attention to it, and knowing that I don't do this like a lot. Like the only way you can really start commanding their attention, you got to talk to them.
Got to talk to them.
You got to talk to them. And I also tell the woman to listen. I know how hard it is because you're so used to telling kids what to do, husband what to do. You might have a job where you're telling employees what to do. But when it comes to me, you got to give me an opportunity to, you got to date. If you can't lead, you can't follow, then we're not going to be a good match because I don't want to get in a situation where we bumping heads. And I done got in situations like that where I had to calm her down in the bedroom and say, hey, I don't need you don't tell Michael Jordan how to dunk a basketball. I know what I'm doing, okay? I understand that you probably haven't had this type of, just give me a chance, you know what I mean? Like, give me a chance to fulfill you. But mentally, then we'll get to the sex part. Because I don't went in rooms, as soon as she lay down, she's grabbing her. Like, hey, let's leave.
The vibrator. We had that conversation.
Leave that alone for a bit. Let's do other things. Okay, let's go over your body. Let's see what your body like. Okay, let's start figuring out what you like, what you don't like, what stimulates you mentally. But a lot of guys, you can't do that in 15 minutes in the room. You have to invest time, because if you got these women going for numbers, she'll never get that experience, because the only thing she doing, she just want the next one. She want the next. But then if you got that wingman that's fueling that energy. Okay, baby, he on his way. Okay, he didn't come here. You done lost focus of everything. So then you done caught up, and those people, they walk right by me. So that's why I don't have to deal with those, because they so caught up in their own world. They so caught up in, okay, it's Splash. How many guys I'm gonna do? This, that, and the fourth. So what I do is I fly underneath the radar, and I get those quality couples. So where when they go in the bedroom, they want to be in there to have an experience. They just don't want to say they came to Splash. They want to make sure they say, hey, yo, I went down there, there was a guy named Rob. This motherfucker. That's what I want. I don't want all that other shit.
So I'm gonna move on to the next guy, but he said a couple things that we've talked about before. So we had this conversation before, and him and I had a conversation, like, and not knocking anybody who's into it, but I've gone into a room, you start to play with somebody, and she reaches for a vibrator right away. And I'm like, wait. Give me a chance. let me first, like, I don't mind you using your vibrator.
Pause. So just from listening on the outside in, I don't care about vibrators, you know that. I didn't even use one until I met him 15 years ago. But I think too, like, it's also the type of guy that you're looking at, because there are people that come to this event that are just sport fuckers. Like, I don't knock it. If we're at my house, we got time. But if I'm here, I'm not necessarily trying to knock out numbers, but I only see Rob once a year. I only see Brian once a year. I only see you once a year. Like, so I want to make time to play with everybody. I'm also like a fuck first, talk later type of person. But, you know, everybody has their thing, like whatever you need. But also, like what you were saying too, is that, you know, like you kind of lose that spark. I took a little break, and I realized that, like, this, he gives me all the attention and more. And he makes sure that I always feel like 100 about myself, or I won't come to an event. He knows that. Like, I'll stay home if I don't feel like myself.
But I'm a realist.
No. But wait, what I'm saying. I
told her that a long time ago, because that's true.
Yeah. But what I'm saying
is so true.
But what I'm saying is here too, like, although he gives me all that attention, it does feel good to come here and get more attention, because it's new and it's exciting. Like, and I can't say that I have low self-esteem at all, but it's just almost like we're redating, because every time we come to one of these events, and if I get a certain type of attention, he gets, like you said, a certain type of attention that I don't always give him, because if I could live together, you know, like, I see you all the time. We work together, like, we're always together. So like you said, it's a routine. So when I come here, it is the excitement of a different type of attention, no matter what your attention, what type of attention I'm getting. You know, I don't want any negative attention.
Yeah. And I think one of the things that has excited me about my wife throughout the years is when I first met her, when I first met her, she'd submit to any guy. Now over the years, going back to what he said, and that's really a thing, there's often times where a strong female is not going to be submissive to someone who's weaker than she is. Like, she don't want a guy if she's looking for a dominant sexual partner at that moment, we're not talking about husband, life partner, whatever. We're talking about, if she's walking to a place and she wants a guy who is dominant. Dominant means that she can feel safe to give him control. Mm-hmm. Dominant don't mean that he's, you know, all of that loud, aggressive shit.
Submissive does not mean weak, and a lot of women can't decipher it. Submissive doesn't mean weak.
And
totally different. Those are totally different.
And dominant doesn't mean aggressive.
Does not mean you are a weak person.
Yep.
Right.
Submission is trust. I see this person, they're strong enough. Just like I've always said, you don't want a man who you can physically overpower. you also don't want if you're walking into a situation where you want a guy who's sexually dominant, that's his job to make you feel like or make you desire to give him that submission. And it's exciting when I see my wife when we're talking, because as you can see, she says what the fuck's on her mind. We'll talk about guys that she's met, and she's like, so this guy thought he was a dom. And she'll laugh. I mean, we'll laugh about it all the time. Or
it's usually a text message that says, Daddy, I'm about to tell you the tea when I get home.
Exactly. Or on the other side of that, like, I don't believe, like, I feel like if I said, hey, B, my wife wants to play with you, I'm not going to tell him how to play with her. If she wanted me, she'd stay in the bedroom with me. The whole point is her going into the bedroom with him and getting that different experience. Just like I was saying earlier, I've had husbands try to tell me how to play with his wife. It's like, bro, you're fucking it up for her. I've said this 1,000 times. If I go into a room with a woman, it's not my job to get my dick hard. But at the same time, if I go into a room with a woman, it's not her job to get aroused. It's my job to arouse her. I've got to figure it out. I've got to do the research. I got to explore. I got to ask the questions. I got to touch the spots. I've got to be paying attention. That's just how it's supposed to work. Now, before we wrap along, we're gonna go ahead and Gentleman Jack.
How you doing?
Tell
You're
us about.
Gentleman Jack?
I am Gentleman Jack. I even have a T-shirt and all that. Just I would run.
Wow.
So, 50-year-old partner bull, live in Houston, do a little BDSM, and when I came to Splash, I was new to hotwife cuck play. Over about 6 splashes now, it's kind of ventured into race play, which is harder to stay out of race play than it is to get into race play. And race play doesn't mean shouting out the N-word and epithets. It just means whatever you feel like exploring on a cultural or racial dynamic. So that's pretty much what I like to do. So every splash, I may play a little bit less, but like he said, once you get into the idea of the experience, you play less, but the experiences are deeper. And
I agree with that.
yeah, because now sport fucking does have its place. We would not be here if everybody was coming in to play with like 2-3 people. The playrooms are open. Like, don't let it get empty, because they do. But the experienced people have to lead the non-experienced people into like this role. Don't let them stay in the comfort zone, because a lot of people will get cliquish. They'll talk to who they know. They'll stick with who they know. They won't take referrals, or they only will take referrals, and they won't get out there and adventure. But you got to. But yeah, don't be ashamed of who you are. Every splash you're going to grow. Every party you should grow. Because if you're not, then, you're wasting your time.
Okay.
So, question.
Yes, ma'am.
I'll be a Q&A.
Oh.
Q&A here.
Here we go.
So, from now until, because you went from single male to a couple. You're a couple, yeah?
Mm-hmm. Start off single male.
Mm-hmm. Can count, but talk about the differences between just being a single male, pursuing people, and now where you are as a couple or with a couple. Like, what were like the like goods and bads? I know we've had some bads. You can start with the good, okay? Just to be on the safe side. I'll leave when you start with the bad. But
I'll leave when I start talking bad about you.
No, but I mean, from when you were single and now that you're in a couple.
So for me personally, when I single, as a single guy, that's where I learned a lot. Single playing with couples first as a sports fucker, which, let's get this straight. I still am happy to sport fuck.
Absolutely.
Okay. We are at the top of the food chain, which means that we can eat meat and vegetables. Okay. Like, we can do it all. I've stressed to my wife over the years that her power as a woman stepping out of the social construct is that she has the power to do that. You can sport fuck. You can play with someone who you're engaged with mentally, intellectually, and you can play with someone who you're engaged with emotionally. You have the ability to do them all. I don't want to ever be in a box. So that being said, when I was single, everything for me was organic. I explored those things organically. I am very much of, it feels right now, I want to do it. So as a single guy, I learned a lot. Once I started speaking to couples, speaking to husbands, that's kind of how I learned how I wanted to make my relationship. I wanted to, because
Do
I
you feel like your interactions, the way you interact with like single females and couples changed because you're single? Because you're a couple now. Not a single.
Oh God, yes. Now we're in the beginning, because now and in the beginning we're different.
Don't talk about the beginning.
Okay.
That was a little crazy.
Wife is not in the mood to be thrown under the bus on this
No, you can.
episode.
I don't care. I didn't put myself under the bus. You can start.
No. So when we first got into the lifestyle together, I definitely made a lot of changes, but I made those changes because I told her in the very beginning, we can't be partnered if you don't know, if you never experienced what I've experienced. As a single guy, I had access to excess. As a single woman, a woman can always outnumber a guy with sex, but there's a very big difference. Oftentimes, vanilla females have a whole lot of sex, but they're having sex for confirmation. That's no power. The power is when you're having sex because you want sex. The power comes when, as a woman, you are playing because I see it, therefore I want it, so therefore I conquer it and I enjoy it. So she hadn't experienced that. She had a lot of numbers, but she hadn't experienced it through my eyes and through my lens, where you can have sex and you start to see how people interact with you. And after a few years of us being together, she played with a couple guys who she played with before we were together. And they played with her and they're like, you are a different person. And she was a different person. That to me was power. Like, I sit back and I watch her interact with guys now. And, you know, we talk like two dudes. We really talk like two dudes. If you ever hear us talk off about like her play dates or my play dates, you laugh your ass off because we talk like two guys. But that was the whole point. You can't be my spouse if you don't understand me. So I took probably the first 7, 8 years of our relationship to kind of help her understand, to get it. And it was fun. It was exciting to me to build her and to let her slowly transition through different phases. My beginning of actually knowing that, oh, I can fuck somebody's wife. For her, it was, wait, I can fuck a dude and you're not going to be jealous. You know, that was...
Right, quick for me. I just want to get out there and open that. A lot of guys, like, don't get me wrong, like what you call sport fucking. I get it. And when I first came in the game, I've been in the game like 12 years, right? But I get it. I was doing the same thing. But what a part of it is, eventually, man, you can't keep that shit up. You're not going to be sport fucking for 10 years. Like, it's not, it's mentally, because when you first come to lifestyle, it's evolving. Eventually, man, you're going to kind of figure out, like, take for instance, I don't do staff visits. And guess what? I don't mind telling people I don't do that. And then some people ask why you don't do that, because I'm the type that when I engage with the wife sexually, when I'm having a good time, I don't want someone to be able to just come and interrupt that, because what it does, it becomes a distraction to me. So if I'm giving you 100% of my time and my attention to you, right? I didn't set up here, pack my bags, bought my ticket, came down here, invested my time into getting to know people. So when I get in this room, I don't want to be able to, well, she's into me and then she keeps doing this. She keeps doing this. Now all of a sudden, now you become a toy in this room now. Do you see what I'm saying? So I don't like to engage like that. I want to be able to, if I'm focused on her, I want her husband to be comfortable enough to allow her to focus on me. If he having issues where he's sitting in the corner or he's over there and no one is paying attention to him, and this is what I learned in the lifestyle, people that have been married 10 and 15 years, they can do something in that room that you don't know, and it's gonna catch her attention. Now all of a sudden she worrying about, okay, why is Greg pacing? Why has he done been in the bathroom 3
And you feel it.
Like now
You feel it.
and that awkward moment is hard to revitalize it. So that's why I stay away from them, because a lot of my experience with stag vixens, they are not all, it's just that the trust level is kind of shaky sometimes, because she wants him to be involved, and if she get any inclination that he's not enjoying himself, you gonna roll that home. Like you just at that point in time, yeah, you sport fucking in it.
I have literally stopped and asked the husband, "Hey, do you want to do this?" No, I'm not joking. Like, hey, fucker, like, turn on the side, do this. Hey, whoa.
The porn director.
So now, like my dick going limp because
The porn director. The porn director. Okay, stop right there.
and I didn't do it.
I've had this happen to me before. I'm gonna cut you off.
No, go ahead.
I've had this happen to me before, and it was like the worst experience I've ever had in all my years of hot wifing. Where beautiful couple. She's absolutely drop dead gorgeous. I'm thinking to myself, okay, this is gonna be a hot encounter, a very hot encounter. Like you said, I knew exactly how to bring them together. But we get started, and it's good. It's good, people. It's good. But he all of a sudden turns into Vivid Video Director of the Year. Okay, stop right there. Can I get a shot? Can I get a shot right there? And literally, at first I was like, okay, get the shot. I go back. I'm noticing that things downshifted a little bit down here, but I'm like, all right, I get it back. All right, this is what I want to see right here. Stop. Turn her doggy style now. You get there, get the right angle. I'm going to get up under. And I said, dog, hold up, man. When he said that, everything dropped. All right? Everything dropped. I was like, dude.
I'm not getting paid for this. What are you doing?
So what's funny is that we had that conversation in a group where the lady was telling us that one of her friends lost the bull. He decided he couldn't be with them anymore because after about, I think it was like 3 years they together, what period of time it was, basically they became so demanding and so directive that the fantasy was no longer mutual. And he got so burnt out that he even considered leaving the lifestyle. And it was like, no, leave them.
Yeah.
And to me, you got to have a lot of conversations, and not a lot of conversations, like numerous conversations, but you have enough conversations to where the husband and the wife, like you say, you treat them two different people. I treat them as left brain, right brain.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to the wife with respect for the husband. Respect for the husband, like you said, could be 1 week conversation, 2 week conversation, could be just touch base in there, just see if they're still alive. But what happens is, and this is really what I've told single guys, is you have to mature enough to know when to say no. Know in conversation when that situation is not for you, or it's going to grow into something that's not for you, and either it's going to be a one-off because you want to do it, or it's just you just got to let it decline at the conversation, because you got to know yourself enough to know that that's not your thing. And sometimes you get inexperienced people, inexperienced males that come in that think, I got to do whatever they want me to do, or else, hey, look, dude, you're here for 3 days. It's about 1,000 people here. Somebody wants what you want.
Yeah.
Have enough conversation, and you have to get efficient at conversation sometimes to know within 5 minutes, within 2 conversations, if you're going back and forth on Telegram, within a few conversations, this is going to work or it's not. Because like you said, if the experience is not mutual, if the experience is not for you, don't even get on a plane.
And I'll tell you this, for me, believe it or not, like when it comes to events, I don't talk to people on Telegram or SDC or anything because
he barely responds to my text messages when he's gone for 18 hours in a day. So if you're expecting any type of typing response back, he's calling you.
And my friends know I'm a little dyslexic too. So, but truth be told, I feel like this. Maybe it's because of my age. there's something that's a lot more intimate. Like I'm going to stick my penis inside of your wife. So me text messaging you and her without listening to those inflections and listening to the emotions and talking to you, I miss so much. So I won't even engage with a couple. If I text you and we've established a mutual connection, physical attraction, and you don't want to talk on the phone, especially seeing as how I'm not talking to 25-year-old couples. I'm talking to people my age. So you're 45, 50 years old and you don't want to have a phone conversation?
Also,
You're not for me.
Like, something about Mr. Mocha though too is he likes to hear things.
Yeah.
Like he's not good at I'll sex the right person all day, or I don't do it at all. I'm very like 5 to 7 business days I might respond, but for him, he likes to hear. Hey, we're in a public room.
No one can see under the desk. There's a table blocking right here. No one can see.
But
Yeah, ask questions, absolutely. Does somebody have a question?
But yeah, I think for him, he likes to actually like hear, because he listens to like audio books and stuff like that all day. So he likes to like hear your voice, what you like want to say, da da da.
Body language.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like that type of.
When I talk to the husband, I am looking at body language because I'm going to say something
100%.
that maybe you have never heard before. And if you kind of like, okay, well, can you elaborate a little bit more, or you give me that look like, you might need to either do a little bit more research, or you and the wife go and talk a little bit more, and then I'll be more than happy to talk to you guys as a couple.
Mm-hmm.
As a couple, okay? Then when the three of us get on the same page, we can turn that page and go from there. If I don't get that, Brian is not, it's nothing against you. Both of you beautiful. Love you to death, love you. All right, but I can't come into this situation. When I come into the situation, all I am doing is I'm blending in. If you guys have done what you're supposed to do, and that's my baby girl right there and her husband, her husband Philip. And when I got with them, I just blended right in. I blended right in, and it's been a beautiful. I did them. I don't know, my mouth got dry right there. I did. But yeah, no, I blended right in, and it's been a wonderful almost 2 years, right? Almost 2 years. Been a wonderful 2 years. But I have to see you. The texting thing, it's fine to say hello. My name is such and such. Just I'm reaching out because you reached out to me, et cetera, et cetera. But after we do that, I'm like, I would like to. Yeah, we need to meet. Let's have a meeting.
I think though, if you're like new coming to one of these events as a couple and you've never done anything like this before,
like my couple that's here now.
right? But they have you.
The other one.
Like they have you that can kind of tell them what to do. But if I can say I'm pretty oblivious to things most of the time because he can attest to those things.
Mm-hmm.
There's been times I've missed major cues because I absolutely pay zero fucking attention.
Mm-hmm.
Down to going through the airport, anything that doesn't involve work or the kids.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, at least, like Rob and you can say like you guys know exactly what you want and what you're looking for, and you could pick that out. I'll be honest, most of the time I know what I like, but I don't know. I can't necessarily say like you guys, you know your experience and this is what I want. And I can't, there's never been a time in lifestyle where I can just be like, oh yeah, this is what I want and I'm going to do that. Like I wish that I could say that, but I don't, because like ask him. He used to be able to like pick guys and be like, oh yeah, you're going to do this, you're going to do that, da da da. But I'm day to day. So I'm saying that to say, what if you have those couples, you just don't deal with them, that's cool. But what if you had a couple and you could just say to like guide them through, okay, I'm not going to play with you personally, but would you give them advice? Like for you or or whoever, like.
I'm not saying that I won't. I'm trying to do everything in my power to make this a positive type thing. I hate to meet you and then I'm be like, damn, this is not going anywhere. You know what I mean? I hate that. I hate it. You know, did I do everything in my power as that good quality bull to make this, you know, a successful journey? Because right now the experience is not successful, but the journey can be revitalized. All right, and that's revitalized with two things: patience and time. And that's all I have in this lifestyle. All right, patience and time. I have evolved tremendously. I evolved tremendously. I was first introduced while living in Germany. I was 26 years old. Beautiful lady, 48 years old, Russian. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy.
Reminiscing.
Yes,
Reminiscing.
Lord. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord.
Let me see
Yes,
your
Lord.
penis real quick.
Met the lady, long story short, ended up going back to a place. Things get heated up in the car. We take it to the house. I'm in the house. Things are going great because I love older women. All right. And all of a sudden, somebody comes from around the corner. I almost shit on myself. The husband came from around the corner. I am trying to put my drawers on and can't find them. You know what I mean? And I'm like, what is this? You know, what's going? Baby, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
When you hear the dates of
Yeah.
But anyway, though.
Stayed in there.
You're live.
Well, I mean, I really couldn't run. You know what I'm saying? The way I really couldn't run. I couldn't run, so I had to stay there. And when they both calmed me down. At the time, hey, I'm 26. Okay, it's 32 years ago, so we didn't have the terminology hot wife. You know, BBC, Kirk, Stag. I didn't know, but they were in the life, and that was their dynamic. He, didn't let nobody know, but he watched. But he liked what he saw and thought that maybe something could evolve from this. And it ended up evolving. And it was a hell of a damn run. I ended up actually being an escort for 2 years. She was my handler.
That's legal.
He was giving dick to selling dick. I ain't mad at you.
If anybody knows about Europe, the European people are absolutely, and there's a beautiful lady right there, and who looks like she might be from someplace else. France. They're so uninhibited, so sexual, so sexual, so freaking sexual. All right, am I right or wrong? Yeah, I'm right. So they do things a whole lot differently, and so that's how I was introduced to this. So it was
I'm sorry. I'm going to pause because I know that he had a question.
Go ahead, Reggie.
Phil.
Mm-hmm.
From the beginning, right? I'm not trying to throw her under the bus. However, she will interpret that text completely different than someone else will. I'll read the same text and she'll be like, this is what he meant. I'm like, no. Pick up the phone and make a phone call, talk to it, and you have a better understanding
True.
of what you're trying to communicate when you're talking over the phone.
Also, emojis are essential.
Yes, I would do this.
Yeah, a devil face. Yeah.
I'll come across the sun, but
You can say asshole on the podcast. Yeah.
The green wristband gives you permission to say asshole out loud.
Yeah. You can say it on the podcast. We don't bleep anything.
I've found, and I've said this to guys, and this will offend some guys.
Don't say it.
Say it. Hey, you gotta say it.
If you are an experienced guy in the lifestyle, single guy, or a guy who plays with couples, and you don't turn down way more opportunities, not outside this environment.
Yeah.
If you don't turn down way more opportunities than you take, you're like a throw shit at the wall and see what sticks kind of person. Yeah, exactly. I am very much, I want what I want, and I don't accept anything else.
And he will not let you tell him what the fuck to do either.
Yeah, that's not who I am. I mean, it's just not me. But here's the thing. I know what experience I'm going to provide. you know,
Front row.
Well, being a couple, trying to find a guy that is going to show her the respect, the care, the what can the husband look into, and what type? Because it is like shooting, throwing arrows at a dartboard, trying to find a guy that will step up to the plate and be that guy. Because I want her to experience, because I started out in the lifestyle as single too. And we got together, and but I want her
she just whispered, he's a hoe.
yeah. I want her to feel and have the experience of, we like you said, I can do one thing and she knows exactly what position I want her to be in. But until you said it, I'm like, that's what I've been not able to explain to her. I'm like, I want somebody to be able to do and make you feel ways that I don't. It's not bad, just to give you that experience.
And some of these wives, they know their husband, and some of them, if being honest, they know some husbands cannot take it. Like honest.
That's boy, ooh.
Really know them, but they know
1000%.
But they know if they really make their hair out and really put their attention on the guy, which you say that she wants to have fun with.
It's 2 weeks of hell at home.
Like some of you, like he's talking this shit. But if I really told you that
Until he see
then
it.
just like,
So wait.
And a lot of guys, because of that, get reluctant. A lot of guys, because of what he just said, we go into it real careful. Real careful. Yeah.
So here you go. So you've been married, what, how long?
We've been together 15 years. 15 years.
So I'm in a microwave because my partner, we actually became friends in 2021. She brought me to Splash for the first time November 22. So picture this for a second. You, husband, love your wife, provide for your wife, protect your wife, right? Sexually, when she goes to be herself, she's protecting you because she doesn't want to do something that makes you feel insecure, that takes away your sexual power, your masculinity. So she'll shrink herself sexually until you show her that you can handle the expansion of who she is. Every woman, just like,
she protected him and she loves him.
so you grow up, you grow up in environments, black people, that boys will be boys. Women have brothers, uncles, fathers. They grew up in an environment that when a man shows his whole side, his sexuality, oh, guys will be guys. Guys will be at the same time, those same elders, family members telling her to shrink herself because she has to be a lady. You have to show her that you can handle when she expands herself. She will not expand herself until you show her that you can handle it. And she's only going to expand herself unless she wants to piss you off to a version of that you can handle.
So that guy that is trying to entertain her, he's only getting a little bit from her. So he's not gonna stick around with that. So that's why we keep looking, you gonna keep looking. Because that guy, that quality guy that you're looking for, he's only gonna get a certain amount of time from her, he's only gonna get a certain amount of attention from her. Now imagine him getting a little bit and he's sitting over there and getting a lot. He's not going to invest that time into her. Now you're like, God damn, I can't find her. Because when he's at the point he made, she is not comfortable enough to say, hey, you know what? Because if she starts really giving this guy time, now he will step around because now he got something to look forward to. But if you don't have nothing to offer, but just the fact that, because I'm like this, man, she got to have more than just, she got to do more than get ready. I need this. Yeah. I need her to be engaged, but if she's not available here, then he's not,
But like you said, it's patience on both sides.
You want to claim her. You want to claim that mind.
Well, I'm like this. If I'm giving 70, she got to be giving 70. Like, we're not with shorty chain. if I'm giving, I'm not necessarily, I'm not saying 70% of the time a text message. I'm talking about the effort into
The effort and the energy.
That's what I'm saying. I'm talking about the effort. So, because we all adults. I'm 50. People got careers. I'm not asking you to entertain y'all. I don't have to. The only time we talk is I'm texting you. No, that is not going to happen. You know what I mean?
You know what? The first thing I'm going to ask him. The first question I'm going to ask you is, tell me how you want to see your wife.
I want her
with me.
With you. I want her to be focused on you and not worried about me.
Okay then. So technically, you're looking for kind of like the boyfriend experience.
Yeah.
All right. So I need to get inside of here. I need to get between those ears. All right. And like I said, I was saying, one thing you want to do, you want to claim her. All right. And to get inside of here, I have to claim that mind. Okay. We're not talking about anything down below the belt yet. I got to claim the mind. Okay. When it gets to below the belt, then I want to train the body. I want to train the body. All right. and then if we become very, very close, like we are very, very close, I want to own. I want to own the soul. So claim, train, and own. Okay.
And also to add to all of that, like they're all correct. It took me years, and he's super secure. And I would not let all the way go. Mm-hmm. One day I got just drunk enough during my drinking days and told some dude that I missed his dick. I don't say stuff like that. I don't miss your fucking dick and your. I do. I was my own stopping point though, like, because it wasn't him. He wasn't telling me, hey, don't do this, don't say that. I had free reign to do whatever, but I still could not like say those words, because do I want to say that to that dude? Do I want this dude to tell me he loves my pussy? Absolutely I do, but I'm not gonna, I don't know if I want to go that far, because what type of emotion is he gonna give me if he says that to me? Are we just role playing? Because again, I'm oblivious to the world. And the few times that I got just enough connection, the guy got too attached to me. Got a little crazy, said a few crazy things, and I was like, I'm good. I already got one crazy that I deal with all the time. I'm not, no, sir, we're not doing that again. But yeah, so yeah, I think the control for her though too is that you don't know what his intention is, or his intent, you know, I'm just making examples, what the other person's intention is. They may really like her and they may really love fucking her, but what's the point where the guy knows that this is just role play? I don't care what you say to me when your dick is in me and what I say to you when it comes out of me. Like, we're back to, what's up? Like, I hope you had a good day, da, da, da. So yeah, I think it's hard just to jump in, like he said, and just jump in and let go. I am too OCD for that in my mind, and I cannot ever do that. Yeah.
Like if he had his way, I would be come home from work and I'd have somebody downstairs. Like he gives 110%. Do whatever.
He's been telling me for years, I want you to fuck somebody, just not tell me. Like when I get home, I'll like do it, but you just tell me when you get home, or you tell me when you're fucking me. Like I don't care.
So I'm gonna tell you one of my secrets.
Nope.
I'm gonna tell you one of my
I haven't done it yet because I can't get past doing it myself.
We got 1 minute, so we're gonna get ready to wrap it up because we got Mike from Keys and Anklets who's got
We'll be back here tomorrow.
We will be back tomorrow. We will continue it. I greatly appreciate the people who came in. Come back tomorrow because I would love to just continue this conversation. This is the O Faces podcast. Our podcast is O Faces, OFACEZ. If you go back through some episodes, you'll get to see Mrs. Mocha even when she was on the podcast drunk as shit, misbehaving with the girls, and me being her non-drunk. Okay, I was drunk a couple times.
Yeah, there were several times we went through a bottle of vodka
there was a
on
couple
the
times.
episode. Yeah.
But until next we got a sex book playing back there. Hey, that's a good job. All right, thank you guys very much. We'll be back tomorrow at 3 p.m.